What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Let's kick things off nice and quick here. So there's a lot of news yesterday. I figure it'd be fun to talk about that stuff, but really it's gonna be up to everyone else. I don't necessarily have like a topic planned for the night or something like that, so we're gonna talk about whatever people want to talk about. So anyone watching the playback, shout out to the playback crew. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of chatter about the recent events or if it's just going to be a regular BS talk about anything sort of stream. I don't know, but we'll see. For the tweet, I think I'm just going to say, come share any thoughts or concerns about any of the actually, let me say thoughts, excitements, or concerns. I don't even know if that sentence makes sense anymore, but whatever, man. It's frickin' Twitter or whatever the site's now called. Come share your thoughts, excitements, or concerns about any of the recent announcements. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. This keyboard's killing me. It's partially the keyboard, partially me on that one for sure. But anyway. It's from Kabam. Ascension. Jesus God. Ascension. Legends event. Free 7-star. So, okay. Yes. No. Okay, there we go. I'm sharing any thoughts, excitements, or concerns about any of the recent announcements from Kabam, Ascension, latest event, free 7-star, etc. God. It took a lot out of me to type because I messed up typing it 14 times. Just on one word, even. Jeez. Anyway. Hey there, hi there, who there, what's up, Star? How you doing? Actually, before I say hello to even a single other person, we got some business to take care of. What's up? Will Jones, thank you for the buck, dude. Appreciate that. Saying, yo, BG, what's up, dude? Slap is your T-Pizzle. Oh, by the closest of margins possible. Just barely missing the double slap right there. Saying, oh man, Will took my slap. Did indeed. T-Pizzle, thank you though. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, what's up, people? Like I said, hopefully you're all doing well. Hopefully the night's going well for you. Or morning, afternoon, wherever the heck you are in the world. There's new news? Well, the news that was announced yesterday. I don't think there was any new news since then, since it's the weekend. Kabam doesn't usually share stuff over the weekend. They're usually partying. Actually, I don't know what they're doing. Can you imagine that, though? Imagine all of them just party together, like rave style or something like that, and then Monday rolls around, they're like, oh, how many bugs do you guys want to load into the next update? 400? 500? What's a good amount? I think it's good that the rewards are able to be earned in-game, not just pay to play. Yes. Oh, man. That's so nice. Dude, I guess, you know what? That's a great place to start. Doug, that is a fantastic place to start. I think... Actually, here's a fantastic place to start. Let me go ahead and hit the Apothecary. Get a revive auto fight through here a little bit. But yeah, the stuff that they announced, it felt like a game. Hashtag send this, Abby Doe. Thank you for the raid. What's up, Abby Doe Raiders? But yeah, all the stuff that they announced, it actually felt like game announcements. Like we're actually playing a game, you know? Whereas I don't know, a lot of the other stuff in recent times here to be hyped about, it's just like 4th of July offer, the Deadpool spring cleaning offers. You know, it's like we're more excited about a shop than the damn game itself. Here it's like, okay, we're gonna give you these 3 tokens. You have to get them through different areas of the game, and then you combine all 3 tokens like pieces of the frickin' Triforce, and then you get to you know, pick your 7-star. Like, this stuff is really cool, man. I always wonder, man, because I think the game devs are good. I know it's a slightly hot take, since there's at least a ton of people out there that are like, oh, this game's good, but the devs, they suck, or something like that. Hate kabam. Maybe they don't actually say devs. Maybe they just say hate kabam. Because maybe they're just referring to the executives making, you know, calling the shots or something. I don't know. But I can tell you, you know, from just talking individually to the developers of this game, I think they're good devs. I think if they were given more freedom to make this game feel more like a game instead of just having to like maximize profits or something like that, oh man, dude, they can really make some kick-ass stuff. So yeah, I'm excited that a lot of the stuff actually feels like they just announced gameplay things to be excited for. Of course, it's not like the sales are going to stop. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of sales through the rest of the year. We've got 2 massive events coming up with the Cyber Weekend and Banquet and stuff like that. But it's nice that they're at least making the game part of the game feel good too. Hey, you read Haley's raid message first. What? Hashtag send D's nuts BG. Wow. Really, Haley? Wow. I think the devs are good, but the management are penny pinching. You know what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's for sure. And like, it's tough because I get it. I think we all get it that as a company, like, the company needs money or else the company doesn't exist. But like, I can understand that while not liking something at the same time, you know? Like, there's no reason to just be like, oh no, everything's fine. We have to give the money or else it doesn't exist. Let's just give the money and then never talk about anything that is bad. Because I don't know. There's sometimes like this. It's like an over sympathetic towards businesses kind of vibe that I feel from time to time. Where it's like, yeah, no, you they need to make their money and all that, but so even like some of the devs that, yeah, their role in the company is to you know, push for more profits. That's fine, but it's only fine to a point. I guess that's where I'm going at with that. Every company, you know, trying to make money, it's fine. It's like, I don't know, if we look at a different company, like let's say Apple, right? Apple, they make some good stuff. Maybe you're not an Apple fan. Maybe you're like, everything about Apple sucks. Or I don't know. Usually the people that don't like Apple products, it's usually because it's like too expensive. Sometimes because it's too constricting and stuff like that too. But for the most part, it's like a quality product, right? But them taking like 30% of all of the other developers' income from the App Store or something like that, it's like, okay, yeah, you're crossing the line in a massive way there, Apple. What are you doing? You know, every company has those points where they push it too far. Brian, how exciting is it to hear about next Everest content? Wait, so did they tease more about the next Everest content? I know there was like that. There was one mention of when John on stream said there was a reason why 7 stars progression had to be as quick as it was. And that feels like it's pointing at the next Everest content, but I'm not entirely sure. No Pabido, but it was mentioned about Kabam. Oh man, it's gonna be so confusing. So that John, the Jon John, is different from the Kabam John, which is Kabam John. His Kabam name is different. I don't know if his Kabam name is out there though, so I don't want to say it. But God, how do we differentiate the two when talking about the two? Gonna be tough. 30%. I thought it was 40. I think it's 30%, but I'm not entirely sure. I think Steam is 30%, which I love Steam. I think a lot of people love Steam. There's a reason why it's so popular, but I think that's too much as well. I think they lowered that recently, though. I think they did something like if you make a certain amount of money, the percentage is different, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You say that, but YouTube takes 30% of our money. YouTube takes a lot more than 30% of our money, Abido. Ad revenue, I think they take 45% of the revenue. But honestly, for what they provide, I don't hate it. If I hated it, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I know they take 30% of other things, but honestly, man, I don't know. I love YouTube. Maybe I'm just a gigantic YouTube shill. Because there's plenty of things I dislike about YouTube, too. I'm not saying it's perfect. But damn, dude. Like, when I'm not streaming on YouTube, I'm watching other things on YouTube. When I need to learn something, I'm on YouTube. And I'm out on the road and my car breaks down and I'm on YouTube learning how to fix it. Like, dude, I don't know. I feel like I couldn't survive without YouTube. But then it's like, okay, so what does Apple do to take that 30% cut? I don't know. Is there a known bug that prevents from unbinding relics? I can't switch my relics to different champs, but can't imagine MCOC having a bug. Yeah, there can't be any bugs, not an MCOC. I haven't heard of anything like that though. An unbinding bug. If anyone knows anything about that, share it. Because well, let me go to the relics real quick. Well, let's, yeah. Let's go relic info. I've never actually went from this way. Unbind. Okay. And it's unbound. You can equip relic from this grade too. I never really, I always did it from the other way, but this actually makes a lot of sense. Can I not bind? This relic, though? How do you... Oh, do you have to select? Oh, jeez. Have to hit select there, and then you can bind it. The whole relic system, I think the UI could use a bit of an improvement. I think the UI made more sense when they had unbind costs and stuff, but now that it's free to do that, feels like they could streamline a bit of that to make it feel a little bit better. Can't really complain too much about that, though. I'm just happy that they made it free. Maybe sometime later on in the future they could worry about optimizing it slightly better. Okay, Yuki with them 3 Polish bucks, and additionally a new Kabam original character will be available through content only this year. People speculate about Jean Grey, new Deadpool or Mystique. Wait, hold on a sec. A new Kabam original character will be available through content only this year? Yuki, you're losing me here, because when you say people speculate about Jean Grey, new Deadpool or Mystique, those aren't Kabam originals. Kabam originals like Guillotine, Morningstar, Purgatory. What's and then the first part, like available through content only this year? I don't know if there's ever been a time where a character was only available for 1 year. The closest to that, I would say, is the little symbiote buddy, which is now only going to be his second appearance ever, since he was first released you know, a few years ago or something like that. Oh, only through content, you're saying. Okay, well, you said only through content only this year. Did they actually say only this year, though, or just only through content, as if it's going to be like a trophy champ from, let's say, like the Labtron from Labyrinth of Legends or something like that? They heavily teased Onslaught with the comic cover, Professor X, Magneto mashup, super 90s looking. Yeah, I'm almost positive that's Onslaught, right? I didn't realize at the time that that was his first appearance when they were first announcing it, but that's got to be it. The trophy champ isn't a Kabam original? Okay. It'll probably be Abyss 2.0. I'm really curious as to what it's going to be. Okay. I'm still slightly lost. But I think I understand the gist of what's being said, at least. Yuki, thank you very much for the 3 Polish bucks. Aquafine, thank you for the bucks. And Twitter. Sure. Aquafine. Where are you at? On the Twitterverse. This is your Twitter, right? Formerly known as Supreme Kai. Need some help. I'm pushing for Cav, but that Crossbones boss is kicking my ass. Would be helpful to know which champ I should use for him. Okay. So this guy, let me see what the nodes are these days, because I know he's got the poison. But is it poison at the... How deadly is that poison? And then I know he has heals. So you need poison immunity. You need someone that could deal with heals, or just someone that could deal with the poison. Doesn't necessarily have to be immunity. But let me see exactly what it is, because they have changed this fight. Okay, so it is a 100% poison over 30 seconds. That's what I thought. I really think that they should change this to 100% health over 60 seconds, or maybe not even 100%, man. Maybe just like 50% of max health over 30 seconds. Maybe that would be the better thing. And then it's arc overload for the heal. Okay. Yeah, so really you just need someone that can survive that poison and deal with the heal. And then just bait special ones, rinse and repeat to get them down. So let's see who you can use or something like that. Claire can deal with both of those things. You have to get into her poison immunity pretty quick, which is just ending with a light attack in your first combo. Kingpin, 50% chance to shrug off that poison, and you could even increase that with the Hood synergy, I think it is. His damage, like, you'd have to... I recommend whichever champ you go with between these two, like, rank them up. Claire can kind of cut off that the healing buff, but Kingpin, yeah, you kind of just have to just play through the healing with raw damage. So that's a thing. Those are probably the two that I would most recommend, even though you have other champs that can deal with this fight as well. I would just go with one of these two because they're so good for questing content in general that they'll carry you well beyond that fight. So Sauron is also poison immune? Is he? I didn't even realize Sauron was poison immune. I still wouldn't recommend Sauron. I wouldn't recommend ranking him any more than he's already ranked. PG time, Abdo out, please. Big fan. What's up, Clarissa? What is... whatever, smartass Abdo. Oh, God. This guy is the grammar police now. Man of the people. I don't know if anyone's ever said that about a grammar police person. But yeah, I would go with Claire or Kingpin. I'd try to rank up both of them just because they're that good. They're worth ranking. If you go the Kingpin route, you need willpower, and I'm not sure that you have willpower unlocked. So if you don't have willpower healing, maybe the Claire route's better. The problem with Claire is if you die and try to revive, you're going to be at a lower health total unless you also potion up. And then you don't have a lot of room to work with to get back to your, your poison immune phase. So I feel like Kingpin with willpower may be the best bet. But if you don't shrug it off, then you're in trouble there too. But yeah, I would go with those two champs, essentially. That's what I'm getting at. Good luck to you. Let's get out of here. Nah, God, I hit begin quest like an idiot. There we go. Farm some revives first. Well, it's not that easy to farm revives these days, but yeah, I would still recommend. I think that's still good advice to get revives out of the 22-hour event and the apothecary, and yeah. Okay, let's go hit the arena a little bit. Yeah. White Mag's pre-fight could help. White Mag's pre-fight definitely would help against that guy. I would say it's not totally necessary, though. Actually, I mean, so White Mag's pre-fight wouldn't work for Kingpin. It would work for Claire, though, right? Be aware of that. Okay, Giancarlo with the 2. Thank you very much. Saying, hey, BG, need some tips for 5.4. Have any? Yeah, actually, my first tip is to wait. Seriously. The content's being nerfed very soon. In like 2 weeks or something like that. They changed the date. Let me go see if I could find the forum post. But they're nerfing Act 5. Let me see. I think it was relatively close to the top of their news section. Okay. 16th for that. I feel like 16th is also going to be the... Here we go. It is. Okay, August 16th. Wow, they didn't update this, though? Bam, what are you doing, man? They have it right here, effective August 11th. But clearly, they changed the title. And then they have this edit all the way at the bottom of the page. But why not just edit this guy right here, too? It's right there, man. Maybe an oversight. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to change. Who knows? Anyway, so here's what's happening. Sorry, I got distracted by that. So August 16th, they're going to be removing class and character gates, removing excess linked nodes, reducing ambushes, removing hidden and randomized opponent elements, reducing total fights on some paths and replace repeated defenders, removing role reversal global nodes from Act 5, removing camera lock in Act 5, which is, of course, all in 5.4, removing the gate and key system in Act 5 and more. So I'd highly recommend waiting. If you don't feel like waiting, there are maps available. If you just actually Google it, MCOC Act 5.4 maps, you'll find maps either made by Cat Murdoch or I can't remember the other people that made the maps. I'm sorry. They were actually fantastic maps that I used many times. And then, honestly, in terms of difficulty, it's not really a step up from 5.3. It's more about just countering the nodes that are being thrown your way. And unless you give me a specific node to talk about, a specific path to talk about, I don't really have just generalized advice other than to go in prepared with, a fistful of revives. A lot of people recommend the MCOC noob channel for help clearing story content. Although I think people usually say that's for like Act 6, 7, and 8 or something like that. I don't know if it goes back as far as Act 5. Not sure. But I would wait for the nerf personally. It's so close at this point. Try to just, you know, increase your stash size. You know, even if you have to put revives in the overflow in the meantime. And then we'll see what happens after those changes. We'll see how the content looks. It'll be interesting. Thank you very much for the 2, though. You think the amount of XP will be changed? Act 4 is still the biggest source to reach level 60. I don't expect them to change experience values. Maybe they've thought of that. But that's definitely not something I was expecting. We'll see. Perhaps they did. I feel like that's a coin flip. As to whether they did or not. Just completed Act 7, and I need 2 more rank 4s to become Paragon. Would completing 8.1 and 8.2 be the fastest way to get those rank 4s? I mean, the actual fastest way... I think there's some stuff available from, like, Eternity of Pain, or whatever. But I think I would personally be sticking to the story content and then looking around at different shops. Like the Battleground shop and Glory Store and things like that. That's what I would be doing. 8.1, 8.2. They're not super fast, but they're also not super time consuming and not super resource intensive either. BG, guess what? I got Cavalier just now. Hey, congrats on the Cav title. Abdo gave me some tips on what to do, but can you also give me some tips? I just got uncollected and Cav during my whole summer. Tips about what? Just what to do next, or I don't know what you're asking tips about necessarily. These days, there's not much reason to go outside of story content when it comes to permanent pieces of content. Like the back issues, I don't think are worth it. Labyrinth of Legends, Abyss, no. You pretty much do like your next piece of permanent content would just be 6.2. And then 6.3. Like I would just do single individual clears of everything in Act 6 and Act 7, and of course eventually Act 8. I don't usually recommend exploring content outside of the first 4 acts, which I think are very worth it. And then once you're caught up on content, it's worth to explore kind of backwards. Like if you made it to 8.2, after your individual clear of 8.2, start exploring it. And then if you're finished exploring it before 8.3 comes out, then do 8.1, you know, and so on. And then, yeah, when you're not ready for a new piece of permanent content, that's when you do the temporary stuff to get those residual rewards, like, maybe I shouldn't have said the word residual, but anyway, you get those rewards from, like the, you know, Battlegrounds, monthly event quest, side quest, Alliance quest, Alliance war, all that good stuff. Residual, I guess, is more when you get the title, and then you get better rewards from the calendars and stuff like that. Anywho, hey BG, I have a request. Can you please make a guide for 6-star arena like you made for 4-star arena? Your guides are really helpful. Eddie, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the request too. I hate to say I may not necessarily have the time to make one of those guides at the moment, so I wouldn't be refreshing the channel looking for one. I wish I did. I wish I could. I wish I had more time to make infinite stuff. But maybe there's someone else in here, another content creator, or maybe several content creators, or even would-be content creators that could maybe help with something like that. There's no proper guide on YouTube. Yeah, I know. It's with the arena, it's kind of tough because it changes and becomes out of date as soon as Kabam updates the like as soon as the next rank up level becomes available. So like a guide that would be made today explaining what the lowest rank of champs that could be used, it'll be outdated as soon as Kabam as soon as we get to like rank 3 7 stars. You know, that's really why I wanted a website, because it's all the other information stays the same. You know, everything else about the arena, well, maybe not everything. There have been some other changes over the years, but they don't change as often, right? And this new system, it feels like it's set up to last for a very long time. So imagine if I just had like one guide for the arena, and then once a year or so could just say, instead of the lowest being a 5-star rank 4, it's now a 5-star rank 5, and that'd be it. Just the unfortunate side of video guide content not always being perfect. There's probably ways on a creator's side, like a content creator's side of things, to maybe set it up so that you don't have to remake the entire video, but I don't know. Feels like I'd want to recreate the entire video every time. Okay, anyway, James, thank you very much for the pound. James, I see no message from you. Is that perhaps a tweet? It is a tweet. Okay, let's see. Let the missus open a Paragon crystal. The first time she's ever opened a crystal for me, and she pulled a 7-star mantis. What? She's a keeper. Holy cow, dude. What? She opened one Paragon crystal? I hope you downplayed it. I hope you were like, yeah, I mean, it's a good pull. You know, like, don't make her feel bad. But also don't let her know that she is like pure magic and that she has the power to do something like this. Because the second you let her know, you're gonna have to like buy her something. You gotta I don't know, get her some flowers, get her some other kind of present, you know, foot rub or something like that, dude. One crystal, and yeah, played it cool, you know. Okay, good. Okay. Dang, man. Dude, that's insane, though. So sick. One Paragon crystal, 7-star mantis. Damn. Very nice. Hold on, I saw a tweet when this is when Frojo. I don't know if Frojo's in here, but I just happened to see the tweet. Ascension in September just made 5-star Quake and Magic more relevant in the game, at least for a little bit of time. Ascension 5 stars a little bit stronger than 6-star rank 3 according to chart. Which is an interesting thought. A little bit stronger than 6-star rank 3, huh? Even if you just say they're on par 6-star rank 3. Yeah, I mean, they're already ranked up as well for a lot of people, the 5-star versions of those champs. I don't know if my 5-star Quake's ranked up, but my 5-star Magic definitely is. So, yeah. That is true. Les with the 9 months saying, oh, it's been 9 months already? And I finally caught a stream? On that note, let's celebrate. How do you say hello to German bread? Gluten Tag. Okay, dude. Thought I've heard all the jokes by now. And this is a German bread joke. Okay. Well, Les. You know, I think the Germans, they're an active bunch. which is maybe you could take something from them and, you know, enjoy your lap. Boo, dude, come on, man. Look at the damn gluten tog joke. What the hell is wrong with people? Right between Steve coming back and people predicting a potential Panda Pool character, do you think Peters would come back to the game? Wait, what? Between Steve coming back and people predicting a potential Panda Pool character? Oh, that's Steve. Dude, I'm like... Steve? That... I was thinking... Dude, I kid you not. This is where my mind went about Steve. The leader of 4 Loki, we called him Steve. I don't even know if that's his real name or not, but it was easier than saying and typing out his actual name. And then Steve from Blue's Clues. I'm like, Steve? I don't know if Steve is coming back. I don't know which Steve we're talking about. Oh, man. I don't know. I mean... I talked to Pete when he was stepping back, and he said he wasn't sure. I said, hey man, you could always come back, and if you decide to hang it up, it doesn't have to be permanent. You could always come on back at some point. He said, yeah, you know, that's true. So who knows? Maybe he comes back at some point. Maybe he goes to the Vancouver meetup and reignites the flame. I don't know. Who this fake bald man? I call you to justice. You call me to justice. Hashtag Godbod. Just because I'm blue, don't make me. Jay-Z did it unlike you, you filthy. What is this message? Zion, I can't even understand what the heck is... what's going on here? James with the 2 pounds saying, BG, who to awaken? Doom, Nimrod, or Cassie? I mean, we could do a poll, but let's do a poll. Who to awaken? Doom, Nimrod, Cassie. I gotta be honest, I don't remember Cassie's awakened ability. I remember Idoom's. I remember Nimrod's, although I'm less familiar with Nimrod because it's been so long since I played. I mean, not that I'm super familiar with Idoom, but I think his awakened ability is pretty straightforward. And then Cassie's, I just straight up don't even remember what it is. Nimrod is getting the vote here, which I am not surprised by. I feel like that's who I'd be picking. I would first refamiliarize myself with Cassie, which, let's see if I can potentially do that right now. But Nimrod being such a powerhouse of a champion, I feel like it's hard to argue against Nimrod. Hold on a second. Someone put freaking Quicksilver in the arena. Okay, dude. Intercepted me with 4 freaking blows to the head. Even the AI can't hit fast enough to not block mid-combo from this guy. Get out of here. Everybody want a Quicksilver add to the game. All of as many combo hits as he has. I think it was a mistake. Alright, let me see. Cassie's Pib suit is enhanced and grants her immunity to Power Steal. When Cassie evades, she inflicts a Power Sting debuff. Okay. Power Stings have their stack limit increased by 2 to 10, rounded down. And then Cassie gains chance to evade her opponent's attacks. Her Awaken ability seems pretty legit. But I think overall, I would still say Nimrod's just such a beast. He's dominating the poll. So, yeah. Brian, when is your next Eternity of Pain run? Hector, what's up, dude? I don't know, man. Tomorrow? Like, as in the day that'll never come, because when tomorrow's here, it'll still be tomorrow. And then, what day is today? Today's Saturday. So if you ask me again on Thursday, my answer will still be tomorrow. On a serious note, I don't know. I still have to rank up Gallon or Jugs, and I kind of want to go with Jugs before Gallon, but at the same time, like, what if hold on a sec. Sorry, hold on. Trying to look at something. Dang it. Okay. Forget whatever I was gonna say, but yeah, I mean, I want to rank up Jugs to get in there. I mean, okay, actually, here's where I'm at with the Eternity of Pain, because you guys have heard me say all this before about trying to decide between Jugs and Gallon and all that stuff, and it doesn't matter a ton because I have to rank up both of those champs. It matters a little bit because I want to take Jugs to rank 4 and Gallon I only want to take to rank 3. But anyway, here's something new that I've been tossing around in my head so that you guys don't have to just hear the same stuff over and over. I was thinking about the rewards from Eternity of Pain. And if I... just realizing I'm an idiot. I was gonna say, if I get a science rank up gem, then I would want to rank up and ascend I-Bomb. And in my head, I was like, and yeah, that changes my plan to rank up Hulk or something. But no, it really doesn't. Because it doesn't take Catalyst to ascend champions. It only takes Dust. I botched this, whatever. So I guess that wouldn't even really change my plans. Because I was going to say, maybe I want a science rank up gem from Eternity of Pain, but I guess maybe I don't. I don't know what rank up gem I want from Eternity of Pain the most now. I guess I have no new information to share. Other than when White Mummy, when he put it in my head that I could have an ascended I-Bomb, speaking of, there he is. The idea of having an ascended I-Bomb just sounded so cool that that's now what I want. I think I'm doing one tomorrow, then two with Herc and rank 4 Stark, and just spit revives at the hard fights like Penny. Okay. Good strat. Bry Guy, did you get ISO for your champs yet? I did not. They're still the same level they have been. Jeez, really, bud? Get out of here. Speaking of tomorrow, you going on at normal time or early for testing, etc.? I haven't really thought about tomorrow yet, Abido. I don't know if I can really say right now. BG, I'm deciding between Kappa IW and Sentinel 6-star Nexus, but I already have a Tech Shuri. I would probably say Kappa IW between those two. We could do a poll real quick. Sentinel or Kappa IW. Gauge how people feel about those two. These are two champs that never end up in a poll, especially against one another. Who would you pick from a Nexus? Kappa IW, Sentinel. Rank 4 or anything Jugs isn't a cheat code when non-damaging debuffs are involved. Oh. Last time asking until I change accounts to ask again. Someone spamming or something like that. I've had some hard farts today. Dually Ray. Oh man. Any day ending in Y, right? Same. To go through all that pain and resource just for one rank 5 is not worth it. You get more rewards from other game modes. I mean, yeah, sort of. I hear where you're coming from. I'm going to end this poll, by the way. Cap IW dominated it. I think the thing about Sentinel is he's a robot that is just old, outdated, needs a little bit of love. I would love if they actually like buffed Sentinel a little bit. It's just hard for him to compete with the other robots. Okay, going back to the rank 5 reward from Eternity Pain. It's not just one rank 5. It's all the other rewards that you get along the way as well. So first off, keep that in mind. Second, keep in mind that like of all the ways to get rank 5s without spending money, at least looking at like the previous offers, there's really not many ways. It takes a long time to accumulate tier 6 class catalysts. One other thing to keep in mind is even if you are getting resources from those other game modes, even if you're, say, picking up all the stuff you can get from the Battleground store or something like that, right? All the tier 6. That doesn't mean you can't get resources elsewhere. It's not like you have to pick and choose one or the other. You can do both. And at a certain point in this game, there's not a whole ton of need. I feel like I shut down that connection earlier and it didn't take. Even though no longer shut down when the processing's happening? Yeah, I guess not, huh? Has that been a thing for a long time? Has that been a thing since his update? And I'm just now realizing it. That you can't shut it. Because you used to be able to shut down before the heal ever started. Okay, anyway, what I was going to say is, once you're at a certain stage of the game, there's not really much to do with the revives that you sort of just pick up naturally. So while there's still a lot of effort to like go through the content and getting your roster in order and stuff like that, it's actually not that big of an investment that needs to be made to clear the content. Of course, I'm saying that while not actually doing it, but I've got plenty of experience clearing past content where people would have said the same thing, that it's not worth it. Now, you could still say it's not worth it, even after I said all that. And that's fair. And a lot of people would agree that clearing that content, especially with how quick things move today, is not worth it. So, not even saying you're wrong, it's just... there's a lot of reasons for it to be worth it, too. It just depends on your own personal thoughts and perspective, and that's all. Especially if you spend or don't spend. Even though I typically consider most players to be pretty similar with what you do in regards to like advancing in this game, whether you spend money or don't spend money. When it comes to a like the recent ways to accumulate certain rewards, like there is a difference these days, pretty big one. Alright, James sending over another £5. James, thank you, dude. Saying BG. Wow, I don't know if anyone's ever used a B emoji for that before. I find clearing content easy, but never seem prepared enough for exploration. 8.2, for example. Do you have advice for building for exploration? 3.2.6. Just kidding. Sorry. Building for exploration. Well, I think the first thing starts... The first piece of advice I have is a lot of it comes down to the champions that you're using. Certain champions can just take you much further for fewer consumables. And there's a reason why certain champs are prioritized for that content. Like if you're running recoils, Diablo. or King Groot, regardless of masteries. Like, I'll take a bit of extra time in fights if it means I don't have to go out and, you know, get a whole bunch of potions or revives or whatever. It's fine. Any champ that can heal, typically, or just the better you can even counter the content. It doesn't always have to be champions that can heal. If there's a champ that can just obliterate and take advantage of whatever nodes Kabam is giving, it's more powerful than a heal in some cases. I would say the next best thing, or the next piece of advice that I think is important, is taking advantage of free potions. So Realm of Legends has free potions if you're in Act 8 content. You might not be able to clear all the way through Realm of Legends, but you must have some combination of champs that can at least do the first few fights. Figure out what those champs are. Might take some experimentation. Again, the two best, I would say, at clearing the whole damn thing, or going almost all the way, depending on the rank, would be Diablo when running recoils, or King Groot when not. But there's plenty of other champs. I've cleared like 3, 4, 5 fights in the place just by throwing in some of my highest ranked champs, you know. And the reason why I recommend getting these potions before we even get to getting revives is because healing up your champions with these free potions will save you revives. A lot of people kind of take the opposite approach, or at least they have historically, of saying, well, if I die, I'll just pop, you know, a 20% revive, or even a 40% revive. Your likelihood to die again in those situations is much higher. Even if you're an insane, you know, I mean, I was gonna say even if you're an insanely good fighter, but honestly, if you're an insanely good fighter, you're not having to rely on those revives much anyway. So, at best, if you're popping 20% revives, you know, you might just be an okay fighter, maybe a little above average or something like that, but not MSD essentially. So yeah, don't play like MSD where you need to not even take a single point of damage or something like that. Because not only does it make it more likely for you to die, it also like, just because, you know, maybe you miss time a hit or something like that, you have to play in a more risky play style because you can't block as many hits. So now you're like relying more on intercepting, which if you get caught once, you're dead, all this stuff. So the idea is to stretch the limits of what your revives can give you. And if you stretch their limits, then you don't need a place like 3.2.6 to exist. There's plenty of revives that just come naturally through the 22-hour event, and if you need, the apothecary. But even just the 22-hour event, if you heal up as much as possible, and have some good counters. Don't rank for Alliance War. Rank for the quest that you're doing. Don't rank for Alliance War or Battlegrounds. I hope that hopefully some of this makes some sense and can be useful. Trying to think what else I could say. Bunhead, yeah, once again calling out MCOC noob. Looking at guides. I guess that's one thing I didn't say, is looking at guides for helpful tips. Oh, here's one other piece of advice too. Restart the path. Do a fight or two and then restart the path if you're like, oh, I thought this champ was going to be a good camp. I mean, I got Howard the Duck on my team, right? I can't tell you the number of times that I put Howard the Duck on the team, and I'm like, yeah, this guy will be a good counter for this path for sure. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I realized I can't really parry that much, or I can't really apply debuffs as much as I thought I could, and suddenly he's not a good counter. Get out of there. Restart the path. I understand not wanting to have that patience and just be like, well, I'm already halfway through the path. I'll blow the resources, whatever. But that's usually going to cost more resources in the long run. I mean, I did itemless because I restarted the path so many times that eventually I just had really good counters and good handle on the nodes and was able to do it. I would have used an insane number of resources had I gone through and said, I'm not, not gonna restart. Okay, can I get a parry? Speaking of not being able to parry, I just want to parry one time so that I can get some amount of furies. Thank you. Jeez. That's all I wanted, Domino. One freaking parry. Anyway, 6-star rank up poll, please. Rintra, Absman, Odin, Jugs. Sure. Interesting poll. I feel like at least one of these champs is not going to get a vote. Who to rank up? Rintra, Absman, Odin, Jugs. I would say even if you're not watching guides specifically for content too, you could learn a lot from watching someone else's just playthrough of the content. They might not be telling you exactly what champions work the most or don't work or whatever, right? But you see it in action. You can kind of tell just by, like, I guess I call it the Alliance War effect. I actually don't call it anything. Whoa, I call that a lag spike. Jesus. I don't call it anything, but that's the way I'm thinking about it in my head right now. Is there's not really a lot of guide videos out there for Alliance War, right? How do you make guides for something like that? Every Alliance War map is different. Sort of. There were a lot of repeat defenders on certain nodes and stuff like that, but still, how do you make one specific guide for content that is supposed to be different every time? All you can really do is watch someone else go through it and try to learn tips that way. Even though guides can be made for the permanent content that doesn't change, you could still learn a hell of a lot just by watching someone play it, see what works for them, and then draw some parallels to your own roster. Okay, I'm gonna end this poll. Odin got more votes than I thought. Crazy. It looks like 42% Absman, 29% Rintra, 19% Jugs, 8% Odin though. That's honestly a really tough one between those top three. I feel like it depends situational. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty fair that Absman probably won that. But I feel like those top three, personal preference comes into play. If you're looking to do any sort of content that you might need Jugs for, like 2 Paths of Eternity of Pain. But yeah, without any other context, Absman probably the the most well-rounded of the bunch. I'm still curious who wins more Battleground matches, though. Absman or Rintra. I feel like Rintra has one more on defense. I don't know. GG, so the only problem I have about the new news from yesterday is it's making me rush to get Paragon, and I'm afraid it might take all my units, because with the rewards coming, you want the latest progression. For sure. Yeah, you definitely want the latest title. You ain't wrong about that. That's a good problem to have. That's a really good problem to have in a game where you're like, oh, the only thing I'm worried about is I want to blast through this content. I want to progress. And that might cost a lot of units, yeah. For sure. Hopefully some of those tips that I was just talking about could help you. Luckily you don't need to explore. And it's becoming easier and easier these days to get rank 4 resources, so hopefully you'll be able to get there. Abs is the newest, sort of recency bias, perhaps. Sandscript, I think that happens sometimes for sure in this game. It's funny because if we charted how like popular champions were based on the release, I actually think a lot of the newest champs, they don't truly become popular right away, right? So there's almost like this this bias in the other direction, because players don't have these champs, you know. Very few people can get a champ upon release. You either get them from the arena or through buying many crystals. And then even if you do one of those two things, you might not even have the rank up resources available at the moment to rank up these champs. And then even if you have the rank up resources, you might not be comfortable enough with that champion yet to really take full advantage of everything that they can offer. Why is my nose so itchy all of a sudden? So I feel like when a champ's new, people underestimate that champ. Not always. Sometimes champs are overhyped and yeah, whatever, right? But then once you kind of settle in, get comfortable with the champ, get to actually acquire them from maybe a featured crystal, when the pool is updated, get to rank them up and play them, then you're like, oh man, this champ is actually like so much better. Like their overall hype. I feel like that's maybe when they hit their recency bias. It's like it's a recency bias, but you still have to give it a little bit of time for them to get there almost. It's interesting. But yeah, I do think there's definitely recency biases in this game. Of the newest is not always the latest and greatest. Sometimes it's just the latest. MCUC is stealing my life, my soul, my time, and my energy. Totally worth it. Oh man, I hear you on all those things. Trying to get this stupid Kindred upon release. Pay to the ass. Only had to spend more than the max cap of revive/team revives when I ran to Paragon from being in 7.2.2 to 7.4.6, to be honest. Okay. Star, you're maybe you're just an absolute god gamer, rivaling that of MSD. Even after a long break, even after a long hiatus. PG, it's harder to take out abs, man, with hold on. It's harder to take out abs, man, with, is that supposed to be AA? You say AS and Torch? Who's AS? I feel like you're saying AA, maybe? I don't know. You take those two out. Rintra is the better defender, I'd imagine. Yeah, I mean, I personally find Rintra to be more annoying to fight. there's definitely times where I bring a wrong matchup to fight Abs, man, and it's like I can't even dent the dude. But yeah, I can generally just smash through that fight a lot easier. So I agree with that. EG, can you make a poll on who to awaken? Doom, I-Bomb, Scorp, all 6-star at rank 3. I could make this poll. But I will say, actually, I'll save it until after I make this poll. Who to awaken? Doom, I-Bomb, Scorp. Get ready for a tangent after this poll goes out, though. Prepare yourselves. Okay. I said this not that long ago, but these polls, sometimes they're great just to gauge, you know, get a quick snap feel from the community of, like, you know, what to do or which champion people value more, things like that. The polls are not always the best way to gauge something, though. Sometimes there's no replacing the old noggin. The old brain factory, you know? Like, hold on, does special 3 still hurts this guy, right? I think. It's just, is it the special 1 and 2 that don't, or something like that? Okay, that still did damage. Good. So, I mean, we have no context from you of what you were looking to do here. Context matters a lot, first off. Then second, these champs don't really need their awaken abilities. I'm not saying they're all bad or all useless. Doom, I would say, is the most useless. I-Bomb can definitely add some damage with that awaken ability. Scorpion, I think he adds the utility on his end. I don't think there's any damage gain, right? Hold on, I kind of forget Scorpion's exact awaken ability. That's not what makes him regenerate health, is it? Oh no, it is what makes him regenerate the petrify. Okay, so his awaken ability is pretty good. Yeah, so the two science champs, their awaken abilities are pretty useful, I would say. Doom is pretty much prestige. Very few situations that you really need it. However, these champs are all so different, though. It's not like they're all working towards the same goal. Each one of these things does something different, is what I'm trying to get at. So Doom is, like, pretty much useless, but even if we wanted to say it had a great use, he's, like, good against champs with power gain. I-Bomb adds some damage, mostly. It allows him to start with the poisons, which allows him to more easily keep up the special 2 aura, but that's also just damage. And then Scorpion has, like, the healing that comes from his awakened ability. These things are so different that how do you really compare them, and how do you really vote on one or the other? Like, you kind of can't, is what I'm getting at. So polls are not always that useful in every situation. You got to think and use strategy on this one. Think about what's going to change for you when you awaken each one of these champs, and if that's going to bring you value or not. So, Scorp actually won the poll, followed by I-Bomb, followed by Doom, and I feel like that was just a popularity contest where Scorp's the most popular. Doom still got 24% of the vote, even though he should have got 0% of the vote. Just because he's more popular than I-Bomb. I hope some of that helps. Some of that info. It's a little bit hard to express. Because on the one hand, yeah, I'm just saying use strategy, but it's like you might not know how to use that. It's not that easy all the time. to think about all those different variables and stuff. But you kind of have to. It's have some trust in yourself that you'll pick the right thing. And that if you make a mistake, it's okay because there'll be other resources. Nothing is so permanent that you'll never get another chance to rank up or awaken another champion. So could always ask around, like, hey, what are your thoughts on Scorpion unawakened? Does he need the awakened ability? Things like that. Those are good questions to ask. If you're looking for advice. All right, Yuki, thank you for another 3 Polish bucks. Let me see. Brian, have you seen Andrew the Rough's 7-star Bishop takedown of Realm of Legends Winter Soldier? Crazy. Good thing I took my Bishop to rank 2 for Battlegrounds. He should be great in the upcoming crit meta. No, I didn't see it. But I believe it's crazy because, yeah, man. Oh, crap. I didn't swap these around. Oh, well. I believe it's crazy, though, because, yeah, Bishop just seems nutty. He's still my most wanted 7-star. Well, in the basic pool. Kind of just now realizing, yeah, pretty soon this pool is going to be updated, so... maybe it won't always be that way. But, at least for right now... Oh, I forgot I'm unblockable. And then I just botched that, too. Jesus, what a terrible fight. Anyway, yeah, out of the basic champions, I mean, it's always been Bishop that I wanted the most. I think the dude's just super strong. I think he's, like, good offensively, good defensively. And the type of champ that I don't really... Like, it's so funny, because I would take him to rank 2. If I pulled a Bishop, I would definitely take Bishop to rank 2. But I actually think that's probably where I would stop for the longest. Like, when it comes to rank 3, by the time we're able to rank 3 champions, there's probably, you know, an expanded pool that I pull some of these other champs that I'd rather rank 3 over Bishop. So, I don't know, there's something satisfying about saying, like, I have the strong, you know, if I had a 7-star Bishop and I took him to rank 2, it'd be something satisfying about saying, like, I have the strongest version of Bishop that I care about. Almost just like checking off a box in your brain. To say, like, I'm good on this now. I did it. I have arrived. I got rank 2 Bishop. Holy Batman. Thank you for the 3 Australian bucks saying, hello, Brian. Sending you many hugs and and 1 X. Is that, I can't tell if that's 1 kiss or 1 tweet. It is 1 tweet. Okay. Damn it, who put taters in the arena? Let them taters. Oh, man. Dude, I hope you mashed those taters. You know, I've never had to go against taters in Alliance War. We've always been on the same team. But, like, if I was still in For Loki and he was in LVT, that's the kind of trash talking I would be using. About to mash this dude's taters. That could also be taken in a, more adult sort of manner. Maybe. depending on who you ask, depending on what you're into. About to mash them taters. Okay, I'm sorry, now it's just getting weird. Holy poop, yeah, that is a weird feeling. You want Bishop so bad, but by the time rank 3s comes out, better champs will be in the base pool, yeah. When I completed 7.3 yesterday, I pulled Vulture and duped Hulkbuster, 1 roller from Bishop, depressing. The dupe on Hulkbuster's not, if that's your first dupe on Hulkbuster, Hulkbuster's pretty good. Bummer that you didn't get Bishop, but Hulkbuster has been pretty useful over time. It's got a unique set of tags even, so he's been useful for, like, you know, Summer of Pain type stuffs. 5 stars are going to become irrelevant when 7 stars get to rank 6. 5 stars are mostly irrelevant for a lot of people long before 7 stars getting to rank 6. Rank 3 6 stars are also going to be less relevant, but not irrelevant. We're talking rank 6 here, you're saying, right? When 7 stars can get to rank 6, a rank 3 6 star will not be relevant. The only relevancy there is that maybe you can use them in the arena still, and that's a maybe. I don't even know. You might be hitting death matches with 6 stars at rank 3 at that point. There's people today that struggle to use 6 stars at rank 3. Thinking champ is worthless if you can't get it to at least rank 4. We're talking about like the very, bleeding edge of progression people, but that's where things are at. And 7 stars are only at rank 2 right now, let alone, 4 additional ranks plus Ascension. You know what oh man. So Kabam is allowing champs to ascend even when they're not at max rank, right? Here's an interesting poll that I just thought of. Do you think Kabam will allow players to ascend 7 stars before they allow players... Actually, let me word it differently. What rank do you think players will be at by the time Kabam allows players to ascend 7 stars? I hope this question makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, let me explain, because I don't know if I'm wording it the best way. So right now, 7 stars, they can go up to rank 6, right? That's their max rank, hence the options in the poll being rank 3, 4, 5, or 6. And Kabam has already announced that you can ascend champions without having them at max rank. So in other words, if we get a 6-star Ascension Dust or something like that, yeah, you could feed them into any 6-star, even if you just pulled them out of a crystal. They're rank 1, It just gives them a percentage stat increase that scales with their base, attack and health as that scales. So, do you think Kabam is going to wait until players are able to get a max rank 7-star? And then they'll allow us to ascend our 7 stars, or do you think it happens at a lower rank? That's essentially the question I'm asking, and then I just gave some different options for what rank, like where we're at in the game before Kabam brings out the 7-star Ascension Dust. A lot of people seem to think, yeah, we won't be able to ascend champs until they're at the max rank. About 40% of people in the poll right now. This is a tough one to answer, I know. And then some people think we're going to be able to ascend 7 stars very soon, like rank 3, rank 4 territory. So it seemed like there was 2 ranks of Ascension. But there might be more, even? Who knows? They didn't say there's like a hard limit on it. I don't think. Maybe there is. Maybe I missed that. I don't know. But I think there was at least like 2 ranks of the Ascension Dust. Right? Or was I mistaken about that? Can you only ascend them once, but you need both types of dust or something? I think it was actually like... They gave numbers to them though, right? So I think if there is more than one rank 2 Ascension. Let's just say yes, there's definitely 2 ranks to Ascension or something like that, right? I think it would make sense to introduce one of those Ascensions maybe halfway through, and maybe you can get the first Ascension rank at like a 7-star rank 3, and then you get the second Ascension rank when we get our champs to rank 6. That's kind of my thoughts, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll. And yeah, pretty mixed results here. I'll read off the results, but these are just first impressions. As people have more time to think, I wouldn't be surprised if this poll looks completely different soon enough. But yeah, 37% of people said won't be able to ascend until get 7 stars to rank 6. Like until Kabam allows players to get 7 stars to rank 6 at least when those catalysts are in the game. 24% for rank 4, 19% for rank 3, and 18% for rank 5. As long as Kabam Mike can breathe, he will continue the game. Are you implying that Kabam Mike is the one making this game? I don't know. Maybe I missed part 1 of that message. I don't know. Static. Wait, hold on. They said 2, 1 for 4 and 5s, and 1 for 6 stars. Did they say that? Definitely tier 1 and tier 2 primordial dust. Okay, so tier 1 is okay. So only 1 rank of Ascension is what you're saying, Abby Doe. It's just that in the same way that we have like a tier 1 alpha and tier 2 alpha catalyst, that the tier 1 alpha catalyst be used for X star level, tier 2 for the other. Okay. So if there is only 1 Ascension rank, then if there's only 1 Ascension rank, then maybe it makes sense to introduce it at the almost at the very end of the rank up cycle. I don't know. I think maybe in super limited quantities, it could be interesting to introduce them before getting to rank 6. But I think for the most part, it has to come at rank 6. All right, Static. Thank you for the buck saying, BG, I'm a little late, but here's my Ascension thoughts. Finally, awesome, super excited. Still can't see the point of taking 6 stars beyond rank 4, save for a small handful. 7 stars, still smarter play. I thought about this a bit too, and yeah, I don't know, man. I'm with you on one hand. I'm with you on the one hand, like, because I'm thinking about my own situation, and I'm like, man, ranking up and then ascending I-bomb, that'd be really fun, right? But going back to the reason why I was kind of investing in 7 stars in the first place, is that going to still be the next progression title? I think it's going to be. I think 7 stars still have to be the next progression title. But I don't think you could even make it rank 2. I think it has to be rank 3. So, is it even relevant? Because of how quickly we moved between these ranks without a progression title, is it even relevant to be talking about rank 2ing? Because by the time we can take our champs to rank 3, surely the rank 2 materials will be a lot more accessible, right? To where that won't be the bottleneck preventing me from getting the next progression title. And that's kind of how I feel about the whole the Ascended 6-star thing, where I think Ascended 6 stars are for most people going to be stronger today And while that may put a small delay on like 7 stars being ranked up, I don't think it's that big a deal to have that small delay and ranking up those 7 stars. We're talking about an early rank of 7 stars here. Think about the early ranks of 6 stars. They're like nothing, you know? In terms of resources, they're super cheap to get all those catalysts and everything. So, I think it's good to go with the... just whatever makes you stronger in the moment. Let the future be the future. For the most part. Dude, look at this. The background in game is like super dark right now. You guys see that? I kind of dig it, man. It's like really dark back there, dude. Like the planet's, dude, it's all blending in. You could just see a little bit of light on like the top of the planet, and when the lightning strikes, then and only then can you see the ground. That's pretty sick. I'm a little scared right now, though, dude. Someone hold my hand. So anyway, I think there's a lot of reason to rank up 6 stars. Still. I also think this, though. You could almost let the Ascension dust dictate how many 6 stars you rank up. You could say I'm fully on board with like ranking up mostly 7 stars, but then every time you get an Ascension dust, because what are you gonna do? You can't give that dust to a 7 star, right? So you might as well rank up a 6 star to give that to, or use one of your existing ranked up 6 stars and ascend them. I feel like those are the 2 ways to go about it. Either mostly all in on the 6 stars, or mostly all in on the 7 stars, and then just ascend 6 stars from time to time. I don't know that there's like a whole lot of decision making that needs to happen between that, because I don't know. That feels like a pretty strong strategy to me. Aaron C with the 2. Aaron C, I see no message. Is this perhaps a Twitter check? I don't see anything on the tweeters. Oh, here we go. I actually think there's a great chance 6-star rank 5 will be the next progression titles if they want to keep them relevant. Maybe an ascended 6-star and an additional 7-star requirement. I think there's a chance, but I put that chance fairly low. Sorry, I kind of don't want to leave this screen because I like the dark atmosphere of it. Feels like we finally have night in the battle realm. I'm gonna leave it in a second, but I think more than ever, with how like Kabam wants to keep 6 stars relevant, but their money is in 7 stars. I guess that's the way I'm thinking about this. The next progression title, Kabam doesn't want people to just like automatically have it when it comes out. And it seems like Ascension's coming faster than the next title, even. So, unless Kabam changes their strategy, which, by the way, I would love if they did, and went back to more of their old school approach of, you beat the content, you get the title. Your roster doesn't matter. I still think that's the way it should be. But I also understand why they changed. Because they made the content easier to get through. And instead just, you know, still made the requirements difficult through a different way. But still not my preferred method. But yeah, I think they have to go towards something for the future, not what we have today for the title. And then they also have to go with what's going to give them the most money. And their money is in 7 stars. Like I said, it's definitely possible that you are correct. No one really knows what's going on inside the mind of Kabam, as if they're one collective being. But if I had to put money on it, I would say 7-star rank 3 is what the next title is going to be. It sort of depends on how fast they release the next title too. If they're like, oh, surprise, 8.3 has a new title, then I would say, okay, it wouldn't be 7-star rank 3. Because that content is like right around the corner, you know? But if they don't come out with the next title until like the conclusion of Act 8, 8.4 or something, by then, no, I think it has to be 7-star rank 3. So if I can't get the new title day 1, I quit. R.I.P. Nice knowing you. And how fast you can get Ascension Dust can dictate how much one might be willing to move to 7 stars immediately or invest still in 6 stars. Yeah, that's very true. We don't know the acquisition rate of the dust, right? I kind of hope there's 2 Ascension ranks for 7 stars. Maybe 1 Ascension rank for 6 stars. Because I was liking how I was thinking about it. Of like release the first Ascension halfway through the 7-star progression. And then release the second Ascension towards the end. So you have like an Ascended 7-star or a double Ascended 7-star. It'll get difficult to talk about these champs though. Because you already have like rank and sig. So right now it would be like yeah, I got a rank 1 Venom the Duck. Rank 1 Sig 200 Venom the Duck. But in the future it'll be I got a rank 1 Sig 200 Ascended Venom the Duck. And then if you add a rank to the Ascension, I have a rank 1 Sig 200 Ascended rank 2 Venom the Duck. It's a mouthful, man. That could be R1 S200 A2 VTD. It's a lot of letters. They said dust acquisition would be very slow. I missed that part, I guess. Okay. BG, thoughts on new champs? I don't know if I have too many formed thoughts on them just yet, Mr. Burrell. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Yeah, might have to ask me again in a few weeks on that one. Don't have much for thoughts. The current champs released this month. If you're talking about Kindred and Silk, I think Silk is an offensive powerhouse. I think Kindred is an absolute nuisance. Where on defense, I'm going to ban him because I don't want to have to fight against him because I think it's going to be incredibly painful. I think they're both very relevant champs. But the champs that they announced for next month, you know, we know their appearance, we know their look. The deep dive for at least one of them's out. I don't think both deep dives are out. But the deep dive for at least one of them is out, and I usually only look at that when I'm going to do the testing. So I don't really have too much for thoughts. James with another pound saying, BHG. Is that how you're saying that? Is that how you're spelling that? The economy of the game at the moment feels very unusual. 7 stars feel like they're being pushed very hard, but there's no way to really get them reliably apart from chance. Well, there's ways to get more chances. Gotta bust out ye old credit card. No, yeah, that's you're spot on, I would say. There's not really many means to get them. I think a lot of what Kabam was talking about though is sort of increasing the methods to get those. Here's something interesting. So if we look at the Cav crystals, the Cav crystals, they did not release with 6 stars. It wasn't that late, you know, after 6 stars were released that Cav crystals were also released. But there was still a little bit of time. I think it was like, I mean, I'm fairly certain it was January, right? January of whatever year, 2018, I think, of when we first got to open 6-star crystals. And then I believe it was either like March or May that Cav crystals were introduced. Really can't recall. If anybody has the dates on that stuff, please let me know. Share it with the rest of the class. But the point is, at least there was like a little bit of time. With that changing with 7 stars, where Paragon crystals were just immediately available, it did change that dynamic. Because with 6 stars, it was like, yeah, they weren't pushed nearly as hard. The difference in power level, like 5 stars were a lot stronger relative to 6 stars compared to today, comparing the 6 versus 7, right? So it doesn't feel like Kabam was pushing 6 stars super hard at the time. And there wasn't even a way to just like buy an infinite number of those. Unless you're, bought like a truly much higher number of Grandmaster crystals to then like generate more shards from dupes or something like that. But for the most part, yeah, you couldn't do it. And I feel like there was maybe a little bit more incentive for Kabam to make the content for 6 stars, but I honestly, I can't remember. So maybe erase what I just said there. I can't remember exactly how 6-star acquisition was. I don't recall well enough. Through like gameplay methods, not through spending methods. But yeah, currently there's really not too much in the game for 7 stars. It is mostly through spending. And that seems to be changing somewhat soon. I guess the reason I bring this all this up is because I kind of wish that they delayed the Paragon crystals too. I kind of wish that they didn't introduce Paragon crystals until they also had these other in-game methods available to get these things. I get why they didn't do it. I'm sure they've made many thousands and millions of dollars off of Paragon crystals already. It's just like you said, it created sort of a weird introduction to 7 stars of not really having ways to get them outside of spending, and then feeling like it is the thing to do to get 7 stars and get them ranked up. Anywho. Yeah, the Miracle with another buck saying, Abdo, we're watching TV tonight. What is this? Isn't it past your bedtime, BG? It is past my bedtime. And I actually didn't even eat dinner yet. So, yeah, I'm going to go spin out a crystal and wrap things up. I got some beans on the cooker I'm about to go devour. Whoa. I feel like my inventory was going nuts there for a second. Haley, thank you very much. Titan shards from content 2? Yeah. I'm so curious to see how many Titan shards it'll actually be. Brian, did you want the bullet points from the stream about Ascension, etc.? I have the link. No, that's okay, Abido. Easy. With the 2 saying, I think champs should have to be SIG 200 to ascend. I think so too. Does anyone else find it a little weird that you could ascend champs that are not even ranked up? I don't know. Maybe the rank is fine, but I don't know. There's definitely something there a little weird to me. I think it would make more sense if you have to SIG 200 a champ to ascend them. To me, yeah, that makes sense. I kind of just accepted it when Kabam said they don't have to be max rank. Because, I mean, what else can you do? They make the rules. They're the game masters, you know? This is their world. But every other game that I've ever played, or even like storyline, like, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about like Dragon Ball Z. And it's like, don't you have to hit a certain power level before you can go Super Saiyan? You can't just be born and then be like, oh, Super Saiyan. They have to like train in a damn hyperbolic chamber or whatever it's called, man. Like, I don't know. It's a little odd. Honestly, don't care. This is the most excited I've been about the future of the game, and as long as I remember, tons of cool things coming and great changes. That stream was by far their best. Happy dough. Don't even have many things to complain about their stream, huh? I know you weren't a fan of their previous streams. I think it was a great stream too. I'm not saying otherwise. It's just, it's odd. It is odd. I didn't really think about it, but now that you mention it, Easy, I definitely feel, it feels a little strange. They said like a little bit stronger than rank 2s, like how 6-star rank 2s are a little bit stronger than 5-star rank 5s. I still feel the 6 stars are getting outdated a little too quick. I don't know. Personally, I don't mind the pacing that's going on. I think the pacing between 6 stars and 7 stars right now, I'm actually totally fine with. But I did always like the game to move a little bit faster than it had in the past. There's other things that come with that though. You know, like we've talked about. I'm not gonna go into great detail about it right now, because I have already a million times. But one of the downsides to advancing the game a little bit faster is that it does make older content, and when I say older, I mean like still pretty new content, it makes it become irrelevant a lot quicker. So you end up having a lot of dead areas of the game. So if they are going to advance through like 7 stars faster and stuff like that, I just wish they had the cosmetic reach things to push for, the things to collect in game that makes going through that content, especially when new, but even when it's not new, to keep that stuff relevant. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. Not fair. A lot of people have 6 stones at their disposal. Or you said not a lot of people have 6 stones at their disposal? I think people can get 6 stones easier than they can get Ascension dust. This just makes it feel like you don't have to full commit to a champion or whatever, which is fine, ultimately. This is the type of thing that I'm not really... I'm not really advocating for a change, to be like, oh yeah, it's 100% should have to be max rank, max sig before ascending or something like that. It doesn't really matter either way. It's just that it feels odd compared to what you would think, how you think a game would be. Well, Easy sending over another 5 saying tinfoil hat time. What if they're pacing the way they are to make Herc less relevant sooner? I don't know if I'm with you on that one. Biggest issue with the pacing is the power disparity between 6 and 7 star. I think Battlegrounds is doing a fine enough job of making Hercules less relevant, and then also releasing less content, just in general, that Hercules can. I mean, if I were Kabam, how would I want to make Hercules less relevant? I mean, I don't think they can bring back the champion gates, because I think so many people hated those. But honestly, that's the way to do it, is just say you can't bring 6 stars. Outside of that, like, what can you do? The champ's here. How do you make him less relevant? Hercules is still going to be relevant for years. If we can ascend him that he's as powerful as a 7-star rank 2, like, when people have 7-star rank 3s, they're still going to be playing their 6-star Hercules. So you have at least like 2 years left in your Hercules, I would say. I don't think their faster pacing would take away from that. I don't know. I barely used Herc in 8.2, but I use him every day in AQ and only use my other champs for a fight or two. Yeah, I mean, I guess they have like a soft gating in 8.2. Maybe they just continue to do that more and more, where they boost the effectiveness of 7 stars. I mean, they boosted the effectiveness of 6 stars to begin with, to get people away from 5 stars, and then they further boost the effectiveness of 7 stars. So maybe they just really go nuts with it and say for like the next Abyss, like, hey man, you can bring in a 3-star if you want, but or maybe not even. Let me just say Hercules. You can bring in your Hercules if you want, but if you bring in a 7-star, your damage is going to be doubled. So essentially, you're going to have half damage if you're using a 6-star. Maybe they do something like that. I actually don't mind class gates. It makes me play more champs than otherwise would. I loved the gates personally, but I was definitely in the minority there. I know some other people liked them too, but I really like the gates. I'll say it again. The only thing I didn't like about the gates is there was no connection to the story. And if it were me, what I would have done is say, okay, well, not even gates. I'm talking about where they didn't even allow you to bring in 4 stars to Act 6, I guess. But I would have said, okay, you cannot bring your 4 stars in here. But if you do like a single clear of the content, you know, you kind of break the barrier that whatever boss has been, you know, casting over that area of the battle realm. And then now you're able to bring in whatever star level of champ you want. Things like that. I think gates are cool with ways to destroy the gates. So I think they could have done something similar for the rarity gates, the class gates, where you kind of just have to like pick your poison at first. You have to deal with like some gating, and then you're able to destroy them. And I don't know, personally, I think that would be pretty fun. But who knows? Maybe that's garbage. Maybe so many people would hate that they'd riot. James, I don't think I read yours yet, right? Thank you for the pound sand. I feel like what we need right now is a goal more than ever. Everything's got this air of pointlessness at the moment because there's nothing that calls for the ceiling of power worth the effort. Yeah, I think that's accurate unless you're a battleground player. I think here's something that people need to remember. No one downloaded this game because of Battlegrounds. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say no one. Maybe these days, you know, people have. But typically, the people that have been around for more than a year, you didn't download this game for Battlegrounds. And you probably didn't download this game for Alliance War either. You probably downloaded this game and stuck with this game because of stuff like this. because of going through the earlier acts and enjoying it and enjoying collecting your champions. And there was a reason to make them stronger because, well, maybe you were in Act 2 and you wanted to get to Act 3. You know? And that progression, that felt good. And right now, yeah, there's no real purpose to making your champion stronger for any content that even looks like the story content. For a lot of people, at least. If you're not there yet, this doesn't apply to you. But for the people that have already, you know, gotten their roster strong enough for that stuff, there hasn't been a reason to increase that power. The reason to increase that power really is, you know, Battlegrounds. And Battlegrounds are not for everybody. And game crash, cool. And if you are a Battlegrounds player, you still have a ton to... you'll have the biggest incentive ever, and like a permanent incentive to increase the power of your champs. But if you're not into Battlegrounds or Alliance War, then you don't really have those things pushing you. DLL's been saying for ages that Kabam knows 6 stars dragged too long. I mean, we've known that since before DLL was working for Kabam. I want to challenge, but I don't want to challenge like Eternity of Pain. The unique bosses from story content are honestly my most favorite fights. For sure. Those fights, though, I've talked to the devs that make those fights, and they take about as long to create as the champions do. Which kind of, you know, makes a lot of sense. They still have to design like all the different elements and abilities that would be unique to the champions we play. And although they don't have to worry about balance in terms of... I'll spill one more crystal. Although they don't have to worry about balance in terms of... like, is the champion going to be too strong for... like, and make your other champs irrelevant? They still have to worry about balance of how difficult it is to go through the fight and everything. So, yeah. Those fights, I love them. But there's a reason why they're limited. Anywho, when's Groot gonna get buffed? I don't know. I kind of I kind of like that Groot sucks. I kind of want him to get buffed, but I also kind of don't want him to get buffed. You kind of need someone to be a terrible champion, you know? Like in Pokemon, you need a Caterpie, you know? you need some champs to just be total pushovers that you can use Ember once with your level 99 Charizard and just laugh your way through the fight or something. It's funny though, Groot is actually kind of annoying to fight, so I don't know, maybe Caterpie's not even that good of an example. I think Iron Man is a good example of Caterpie. I think they're going to buff Iron Man. I don't know if soon, but I think they're, you know, trying to buff some of the more iconic characters like they did with OG Spidey. So whenever they do buff Iron Man, I honestly hope he stays just as easy to fight as he always has been, because yeah, we need some sort of brain dead fights to give us a bit of a rest from the 45 champs in this game that you can't even parry without the game exploding on you or something. Anyone else notice Zemo's blocking effect looks a little bit weird? I'm wondering if my game is just glitching or if it's always like that. Haven't noticed. Like grouping trash is like the poster boy of MCOC is iconic for how trash he is. Yeah, in a way. Like if they buff Metapod, if they buff Groot think about what we lose. We lose all the memes. Is it worth it? How strong of a buff would it have to be to be, you know, worth taking away all the memes, man? I don't know, dude. Okay, anyway, I think it's time to call it here. They buffed Jugs, but I think he's easier to fight now. Yeah, that's a really good example. Jugs is like considerably easier to fight. While being much more powerful offensively. Pretty interesting. Alright, Yuki with them 3 Polish bucks. And what if they're using AI / ChatGPT for creating node combinations? Is that possible? I don't know if that'd be possible. I feel like they could use that for like writing some of the code for it, perhaps. But I don't know. I maybe I'm not experienced with that stuff enough to know if that would actually be a benefit or not, but I feel like it would create terrible results. I feel like the node combinations it would come up with, they wouldn't be good. Like it would just slow the devs down. That's what I would imagine. Whereas I feel like it'd be really helpful in some of the more tedious parts, but not be that good at the creative part of like coming up with the combos. I don't know. We use this at my company. They're way more powerful than people think. I mean, I think a lot of people understand how powerful they are, but there's still limits. I don't know. You're a meme BG? That's more than enough. Wow, Simon. The heart emoji. I think there'd be ways for Kabam to be using AI for sure. I think pretty much anybody could if they want to. It's just when it comes strictly to node combinations, I just feel like it would do a really poor job because it doesn't really have much to go by. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're able to feed it a lot of data that would maybe make it come up with good results, but it feels like that part of the job feels so easy to me, if I'm being honest. Where it's like you could use a calculator to do 2 + 2, but maybe before you open the calculator you could come up with an answer. Not an exact. Maybe that's a bad analogy because yeah, it's not that simple. It's hard to put into words, I guess. But anyway. Not to mention things like that story about the law firm intern who used it to write some important argument and all the reference cases were made up by the AI. Yeah, I feel like you'd spend so much more time fixing the AI's mistakes. I don't know. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. I think it's time to end the stream here. Before I go, though, out to James for being tonight's biggest D. James, thank you very much. Thank you to everyone else, too. And I'll be back tomorrow. Normal time, probably. Maybe early, but probably normal time. I don't know, man. I'll see you guys then. Have a good night, everybody. Hey, look at this. Almost made it to 2 hours. For the people that are like, oh, man, you don't stream 2 hours anymore. Look at that. 1 hour, 59 minutes, 45 seconds. Bye. It's going to be a little over 45 seconds now. Damn it.